line being drawn across the digital world. On one side, the operating systems we've known our entire lives, the familiar ecosystems that power our phones, our computers, our very connection to the internet. On the other side, a ghost. A whisper of a new system, born from necessity, forged in the fires of a global tech war, and now, quietly, systematically, replacing the very foundations of power. This isn't a story about a new phone. This is a story about the complete re-engineering of a nation's digital soul. It's a story about China, a tech giant on a mission, and a new operating system you've heard about but don't truly understand. A system that is now, right now, moving to replace Android and Windows across one of the most powerful and influential digital landscapes on Earth. The question isn't if it's happening. The question is, what comes next? And what is the real story behind this unprecedented shift? The truth is far more shocking than you can possibly imagine. Welcome back to Revo Now. Today we're peeling back the layers on a story that will redefine the future of technology and global power. We're talking about HarmonyOS, Huawei, and the quiet revolution happening within the Chinese government. For years, the world's digital infrastructure has been built on the foundations of a few key players: Google's Android, Apple's iOS, Microsoft's Windows. These are not just operating systems, they are empires controlling everything from the apps we use to the data we generate. But for China, this reliance on foreign technology has long been seen not as a convenience, but as a critical vulnerability. It's a struggle for digital sovereignty, a high-stakes chess match where every line of code, every chipset is a strategic move. The narrative we've been told is simple. US sanctions crippled Huawei, forcing them to create HarmonyOS as a stopgap measure. A patched-up version of Android, a temporary fix to keep their devices running. But that narrative is dangerously incomplete. It misses the grand ambition, the long-term strategic play that is now coming to fruition. The HarmonyOS you thought you knew is gone. It has been replaced by something entirely different. And this new system is the spearhead of what could be a new era of global technological fragmentation, a new digital dragon rising to challenge the status quo. Before we dive deeper, if you find this kind of deep dive, no-nonsense analysis valuable, please take a moment to hit that like button. It helps our videos reach more people like you who want to understand the truth behind the headlines. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our future exposes. To understand the present, we must look back to the moment the seed was planted. In 2019, when the US placed Huawei on the Entity List, it cut off access to Google mobile services, the lifeblood of Android outside of China. This wasn't just a corporate battle, it was an existential threat. Huawei's response was the launch of HarmonyOS. The initial version was, by many accounts, a fork of Android. It was compatible with Android applications, a necessary crutch to get developers on board and keep users from abandoning the ecosystem. But even then, the intention was clear. As one Huawei executive put it, they were forced into creating their own operating system, a project that was never part of their initial strategy. But what the world saw as a reaction, China saw as an opportunity. A catalyst for an old national goal: technological independence. This ambition is not new. It's been a core directive in China's national strategy for over a decade, a plan to promote the integration of the digital economy with the real economy. Now, fast forward to today. The HarmonyOS ecosystem has been growing exponentially, but with a subtle yet profound difference. This growth wasn't just driven by consumer demand, it was fueled by a directive from the top. The local government of Shenzhen, a crucial technology hub, launched an action plan to supercharge the development of native HarmonyOS applications. They set ambitious targets, established industrial parks, and offered financial incentives to software companies. This wasn't a suggestion, it was a mandate. Over 1,000 companies in Shenzhen alone were tasked with getting certified to develop for the platform. The goal was to build a developer base of over 500,000 people, a strategic investment in an independent future. And it's working. The latest figures are staggering. Huawei now boasts over 8 million developers in its ecosystem. Over 30,000 apps are now available, with a targeted 5,000 core apps being ported over from Android. This massive coordinated effort is creating a self-sustaining ecosystem that no longer needs to rely on the crutch of Android compatibility. This is the first critical piece of the puzzle. The infrastructure is being built. So, what does a massive state-sponsored developer push lead to? It leads to the quiet, yet absolute replacement of existing systems in the most sensitive and critical sectors. The Chinese government isn't just encouraging HarmonyOS adoption, it's actively, and in some cases, mandatorily, implementing it. The The State-Owned Assets Supervision and Administration Commission, SASAC, has mandated all central enterprises to have comprehensive compliance systems in 2025. This move, while framed around legal compliance, is part of a broader push to align technology with national strategic goals. And here's where we see the rubber meeting the road. Huawei's brand, Qingyun, has been at the forefront of this digital transformation for government and enterprise. They're pitching a suite of HarmonyOS-equipped devices, from desktops to tablets, specifically for government and business use. In just 2 years, they've tripled their government sector user base. Think about that for a moment. This isn't just about smartphones. This is about the entire technological stack of the government and its most important economic engines. HarmonyOS is being implemented in government affairs, healthcare, and industrial applications. It's now powering everything from smart cities to electric power grids, from finance to urban rail systems. This isn't a pilot program or a small-scale test. This is a large-scale, top-down implementation that is moving with a speed and scale that is almost impossible to comprehend from the outside. So, why are they doing this? The official reasons are security, efficiency, and a unified cross-device experience. The technical foundation of HarmonyOS, with its distributed soft bus and microkernel architecture, allows devices to connect and share data seamlessly, creating a super-device network. This is incredibly powerful for enterprise and government use, where the ability for a tablet to instantly connect and control a complex machine, or for a government agency to share data across devices with enhanced security, is a game-changer. The system's use of a hardware-based trusted execution environment, TEE, is touted as a critical security feature, protecting sensitive data from leakage. For a government obsessed with data security and national independence, this is a non-negotiable feature. But there's a deeper, more chilling reason. A reason that explains the scale and urgency of this transition. This move isn't just about having a different operating system. It's about having a fundamentally different operating system. For years, the story was a facade, a clever misdirection. We were told that HarmonyOS was a fork of Android, a skin over an existing foundation. And for a time, that was true. But that version of HarmonyOS is gone. It's been phased out, replaced, and quietly wiped from the official roadmap. In 2024, Huawei launched something different, something completely new. They called it HarmonyOS Next, but the tech world and Chinese media gave it another more telling name, Pure Blood HarmonyOS. This is the central truth that has been hidden in plain sight. HarmonyOS Next is the first mobile operating system in the People's Republic of China that is completely independent of Android. It is not based on the Android open source project, AOSP, or the Linux kernel that underpins it. It is built from an in-house kernel using a proprietary programming language called ArcTS. It is a total and complete departure from the Android universe. This is the ultimate strategic power play. It's not just a new operating system, it's a completely new foundation. A foundation where every line of code is written with the goal of digital sovereignty in mind. A system that cannot be controlled, influenced, or shut down by any outside power. This is the final, high-impact revelation. The moment where we see the full scope of China's ambition. This is the moment the digital split becomes real. The choice to abandon Android compatibility was a leap of faith, a high-risk, high-reward move that could have alienated millions of users. But, with the massive, state-sponsored push, with the government and SOEs adopting the system at a breathtaking pace, that risk has been mitigated. The market is being built from the top down. The ecosystem is being solidified, not just by consumers, but by government mandates. The is no longer a concept, it is a reality. The global tech landscape will never be the same. The internet, as a single unified entity, may now be on the path to being permanently fractured. And it all started with a ghost in the machine, a whisper of a system born from a trade war that has now become the engine of a new world order. This is a story that is still unfolding. What does this mean for the future of global tech? For the developers who now have to choose which ecosystem to build for, and for the rest of the world, which now has to contend with a new, powerful technological force that operates completely on its own terms? We want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this monumental shift? Do you think a truly separate digital ecosystem is a good thing or a dangerous step towards a fragmented future? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And as always, if there are any other topics you want us to dive into, let us know. Your suggestions help us shape the future of this channel. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and we'll see you in the next one. This is Revo Now, decoding tomorrow's hidden tech landscape today.
Subscribe to Revo now and join our vibrant community of forward thinkers, change makers, and revolutionaries.